A Bungie dev has spoken out against the video game Diablo 4, calling it lazy for power scaling, and this has sparked quite a bit of controversy. Power scaling, if you don't know, is when the environment around you gets progressively more difficult even after you have leveled up. This gives the game a consistent challenge even when you're doing the simplest of activities. Destiny 2 does not have power scaling like Diablo 4. If you level up to maximum gear score, you can go back to the Cosmodrome and run through all the dregs and shanks like a hot knife. And when you compare that to the very first time you dropped into the Cosmodrome, when a band of 3 red bar shanks absolutely plowed you, and that can feel somewhat satisfying. This is a concept in video games known as power fantasy, and us Destiny Guardians love power fantasy. We like knowing that our time spent in-game leveling up means something, and that our time investment will reward us with more power, armor, and weapons that we can then use as tools of destruction to take out hive gods, etc. This Bungie dev tweeted out saying this: Diablo 4 seals it. Enemy scaling is one of the worst ideas in video games. It's lazy, negates several playstyles, ruins player power trips, and just sucks. Never heard of someone liking that type of system. I'm sure those people exist. They're wrong. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, this is a hot take for the ages. If game development doesn't work out for them, then I'm sure they'll have a promising career as a content creator with spicy takes like these. Diablo 4 is just a much different game than Destiny 2 though, and a lot of people actually appreciate it for that. This Bungie dev claiming that it's lazy is a bit much. I mean, we can all agree that what's really lazy is not being subscribed to LUCKYY 10p. I mean, if you want to see lazy, just take a peep at all the recycled content in Destiny 2 this season, am I right? The second point they try to make is that it negates several playstyles, which I haven't played any Diablo 4 to know what playstyle they are referencing, but I imagine it's the equivalent of just wanting to roam around the EDZ in Destiny 2 with a Sturm and Drang, but getting absolutely blown out of the water around every corner. The third argument they make is that it ruins players' power trips, which is what we referenced before when we were talking about power fantasy. And while Destiny 2 does tap into the power fantasy really well, this concept is certainly not the magnum opus of game design. Diablo 4 is a great game without having to lean too heavily into power fantasy, and this Bungie dev might want to relax a little bit with the criticism. Calling other studios that work just as hard, if not harder, lazy isn't very classy, especially when your game is on the decline. This Bungie dev's tweet sparked so much controversy that it got over 1 million impressions on Twitter, and even got a response from the official president of Blizzard Entertainment, the company that makes Diablo 4. Mike Ybarra responded saying, "Lazy, huh?" After that, this Bungie dev began to backpedal as much as they possibly could, because truth be told, I don't think they really meant to attack Diablo 4 as harshly as it sounded like in the tweet. I really think they were just trying to give their opinion of how they felt about Diablo 4, but in the process worded it really poorly. So we'll give them a break this time, don't send them any hate or harassment. And after this thing blew up into the stratosphere, they decided to just delete the tweet altogether, which has somewhat diffused the situation for the time being. But let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. Smash the like button now, or I'll tweet at you, calling you lazy. And click the screen now to watch another awesome video on this channel. I'll see you in the next one. Later.